All right, so are we good to start? Great, perfect. All right, give me a quick moment. Hey everyone, hi listeners, how are you all? I'm not sure if you are able to hear, but then it's a Friday evening. It's been a very beautiful, cold evening here in Bangalore. I hope you're also having some great evening on a Friday. And as you prepare for the weekend and for Saturday and Sunday, Friday 5:30, usually I'm here for the Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. But yeah, due to some real-time challenges, I'm here at 5:45. I just do not want to miss talking to you people. That's why I'm here. Wonderfully. Now, what am I talking about on today's show? First of all, let me just say that we talk about human dynamics on Cornerstone Weaving Workplace right here on DC Live. And I'm your favorite, Mr.Rudhra. And on DC Live, we care, we share, and we're on air. Wonderful. Perfect. So we talk a lot about artificial intelligence. We talk a lot about using the tools, Geminis, and all of that. I'm going to talk something very interesting today. Here's a question, rather, I want to put in front of everyone on the table today. With all this technology around, are we actually workplace ready? I repeat, with all the technology that's around us, are we actually workplace ready? Over the next 20 minutes, we are stepping past this hype of artificial intelligence to look at human dynamics, the real stuff that keeps teams together, standing, grounded, and people connected. And that's why we have the Cornerstone Weaving Workplace show on DC Live, where we care, we share, and we are on air. Stay with us while I start this. Okay, now the first thing that I'm going to talk about is freshers know AI. Okay, freshers know AI, but are they actually workplace ready? Let's start with our newest colleagues joining the workforce. If you talk to a recent graduate today, their comfort with tech is staggering. They are actually tech native, I would call it. They were born with the internet. They were born with the smartphones. They were born with the whole world on their palm, right? Giving them a prompt and they can generate a 10-page market overview or a Python script or generate, generative AI to do any of the media content. Now, they would do it so quick that you don't have to really wait for finishing your cup of tea. They know the tools inside out. But here's what HR leaders, project managers, business leaders are quietly telling us off the air. Knowing how to prompt or to do generative AI, does that really mean you know how to navigate a workplace? That becomes a challenge. You being a tech native, you being the technology, enthusiast, and knowing AI doesn't teach you how to speak up when you disagree with something with a team member or your supervisor. It doesn't teach you how to handle a tense email from a client, how to take constructive feedback without taking it personally, or how to read the mood of a room when you are in a meeting to pitch for an idea. You need all of this. And that's workplace readiness isn't about how fast you compile information. It is about how well you relate to the human beings around you, the people around you. AI gives you answers, but it doesn't build professional maturity. That comes from active listening, patience, empathy, and learning how to collaborate when perspectives collide and when it's essentially needed. So if you're a fresher listening today, by all means, keep using your digital tools and your AI tools. I'm not against it. But remember, your real edge in your career will always be your personality, your character, your work ethic, and how you treat your teammates. That's something that you need to learn. Great. Wonderful. So spoke about what's up with the young grads or young people, about freshers knowing AI and how do they get themselves ready for the workplace. Now, let me talk something about with the advent of AI, tools are everywhere, but where is the productivity? Now, let me ask you, our seasoned professionals listening and my experienced people, the so called, does this sound familiar? Tools are everywhere. Your company's invested in the courses to learn, have given you access to the tools, they've given you enterprise accounts, run training sessions. They will save us, 10 hours per week is what is being said. So why does everyone still feel that we have too much to do? Why? Why is that we're feeling? Why are our calendars still jammed with meetings to resolve simple misunderstandings? Why are we still having problems? Then what is happening with us? Here's the truth. Tools speed up tasks, but they don't fix the broken communication. If a process was chaotic before tech, adding an automated tools just makes the chaos happen faster. But you have not fixed the chaos. We see teams pumping out 3 times as many reports, presentations, emails as they did 2 years ago. But producing more content isn't the same as producing value. That's something that you need to understand. True productivity isn't measured by how many outputs your software can churn out in an hour. It's measured by clarity, direction, and execution. I repeat, it's always the clarity of what you want your tool to be done, your process to be doing, the direction in which you want to be heading towards, and the execution. When team members lack basic professional habits like setting clear expectations, giving direct updates, or knowing when to stop typing and pick up the phone, no tool in the world will save time. High performing teams aren't those with the most tools. They are the ones with the strongest trust and clearest communication. Wonderful. Let me move on, but before getting on to that, I'm going to be, I'm going to be playing a song for you, and I'm going to be playing a song right from a Rajnikant movie, which is about, I would say almost 20 years now. And this is especially for those 90s kids where you enjoyed listening to this song. And this track is Devuda Devuda from Chandramukhi, because it talks about, people working together. It talks about how a skill, and it especially talks about the line, where how much ever you are pushed, you will come up. Even if the pupanda is pressed against, it's for it not to come up, it would definitely come out of the water. So, Shakti, can you play that song? For now, and then we can just go ahead and continue from there. All right, go ahead. Yeah, just play that song.
Rudra, why always Rajnikant song?
Sorry?
Why always Rajnikant song?
That's a motivation, right? You just cannot stay away from him. Right?
Okay, great.
All right, let's play that song. Yeah, fine. It was an energetic song, wonderful. All right, so let me answer Srilekha properly. Just listen to the song. Engal ullangal ellame vairangal nee kunjam pattai theetrada. So that technically means reskill, upskill. That's exactly the reason why I picked this song.
Oh, I never seen a trainer or a skill trainer. Somebody picking up points from Rajnikant movie, Endiran, like Chandramukhi la நீங்க ஸ்கில் பார்ட் எடுப்பீங்க எனக்கு தெரியாம போச்சு. எஸ்பிபி எல்லாம் இருந்தாருன்னா வேற லெவல்ல ஏஐக்கே வந்து பாட்டி கொடுத்திருப்பாருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். உங்களை ஸ்கிரிப்ட் எழுத சொல்லி
ஆப்வியஸ்லி அதுதான் இவன் என்னடா இவன் என் பாட்டுக்கு விளக்க சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கான்ற மாதிரி இதெல்லாம்
இல்லன்னா எஸ்பிபிக்கு தெரிஞ்சிட்டு இருக்கும் இவன் என் வயசை வச்சே வந்து ஏஐல பாட்டு பாட வச்சிருவாருன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவர் கெஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பாரு.
Some absolutely fantastic line from Wali on this wrong side.
These songs are really great. Yes.
மேகம் மிதந்தாலும் காகம் பறந்தாலும் ஆகாயம் தான் அழுக்காக ஆகாதுன்னு சொல்லு. பூ பந்தை யாரும் நீரில் பொத்தித்தான் வச்சாலும் பந்து வரும் தண்ணி மேலேதான். அட உன்னை யாரும் ஓரம் கட்டி தான் வச்சாலும் தம்பி வாடா பந்து போலத்தான். something there's no better motivation than this in a very simple.
This also songs, no, when we hear it, it is motivation. நம்மளெல்லாம் நினைச்சவங்க டேய் இருடா அப்படின்னு சொல்ற மாதிரியே இருக்கும் அந்த பாட்டுங்கெல்லாம். So yes, obviously it's very great.
என்னடா இது நமக்காக எழுதியிருக்கானுங்க.
ஆமா, எல்லாருக்கும் ஒத்து போகும். Like பொருந்துற எல்லாருக்கும் பொருந்துற ஒரு சாங். லைக் there is also one more beautiful song, always it's registered. எந்த தொழில் செஞ்சாலும் செய்யும் தொழிலே தெய்வம்.
Exactly. Right. And this song is also dedicated because it has a line called Shakti ellam ondru சேர்ந்தாலே. சக்தியே நம்ம கூட சேர்ந்து இந்த ஷோ நடத்துறாரு. Right.
Okay. Very level.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect. Welcome back, people. So here's from all of us here in the studio. We have a energetic team here talking, and on DC Live as always, we care, we share, and we are on air. So I'm getting on to the next segment, right? So we just spoke about freshers knowing AI and how do they get themselves work ready. Now I'm talking about tools everywhere, but where is the productivity? We just spoke about it. Now I'm actually getting into another important topic on this, which is the hype versus the reality check. Now let's talk about it. If you're just tuning in, we just played a wonderful Rajnikant song to all the 90s kids around. Okay, all that, the funky pink color phones that you had with this caller tune, right? I'm sure all of you have seen that. Okay, great. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Are we overhyping and over-relying on these tools? Short answer, if you ask me, yes. Right now, there's a tendency to throw technology at human problems. When Google internet came up about 25 years ago almost, we simply believed it, right? Because God and internet both are not seen, and whatever it says, we believe. That's what it is, okay? So we have a tendency to really think that is solving, yes, it definitely does, but then that's like a savior for all of the human problems. Someone isn't writing clear project briefs. We just use a prompt and say, hey, my friend is not talking to me properly. What do I do? Right? So you don't really rely on all of that. We have started using tech as a crutch to avoid uncomfortable human interactions. But software doesn't have judgment. It doesn't understand context. Now, can you go back to your conversational chats or any conversational agent and start a new chat and need to understand, yes, it has a context, but then for you to actually start where you picked up, you just got to go back to the same window. If you give a random chat, it does not understand, so it lacks context. It may not know the background of things, or actually can it measure the personal state of mind in which you're writing that message? Sentimental analysis is being done, but can it really make out whether you had a bad morning when you came to office and you're typing this message? No, it does not. That's why we should not rely on an automated output for emotional decisions, for critical thinking. And just think about it. Aren't we losing out our creative muscles and just making it dependable? The human brain is the most beautiful, craziest, and highly efficient tool in this whole world. Because whatever computer vision had to be told there is something called 3D. Computer vision did not know what is 3D. Only human eyes and the brain were designed. We actually calculated the distance between Earth to Moon and back. That's what we did, and we have sent rockets there. So that's the human brain. But definitely tools were used. But think about the human brain that was capable of doing this. That's what I say. Technology is a brilliant assistant, but it's a terrible driver. The moment we stop questioning outputs, checking context, applying sound business logic, we trade off our entire business, and we just say that, hey, I've got this from the internet. So what if ChatGPT tells that there is something right? Not necessarily it has to be the right thing for us. So that's very important. So think on those lines. So the hype versus reality check. Correct. That's very important. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the next segment. What tech can never give you is two things. You still need people and leadership to run even the tech companies. Think about it this way. Even the artificial intelligence companies are run by humans. There's a CEO for it. There is a tech officer for it. There is a leader for it. Why? That means it is run by someone else. It's run by a human. Start from there. This brings us to the core of leadership. I want to say this very clearly to everyone here, and especially those who are aspiring to lead a team or currently managing people. Technology has not enabled the leadership in you. It does not enable people management in you, but it can help you keep the data for it and do the analysis for it. But you are the leader and you are the people manager. A software program can generate a project schedule, but it cannot inspire a demotivated team on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. Can it do it? No, right? It cannot. An algorithm can track metrics, but it cannot sit across someone who just made a mistake, who's gracefully and graciously accepting that it was a moment of mistake. How do you console that? Can AI do that? No, it cannot. AI can summarize a text, but it cannot navigate the sensitive dynamics of team differences or team disagreements. And can it build genuine psychological safety? No, it cannot. Can it take accountability? No, it cannot. That's why you are the person who are driving it. Leadership is not a technical skill. It is a relational responsibility. Real management requires emotional intelligence, what we call EQ. It requires knowing when to push, when to listen, when to offer support, and when to protect your team's focus. It requires self-awareness to recognize your own biases and cool-headedness under pressure. You can't download empathy from anywhere. You can't automate trust. Those are human capabilities that you have to build day by day, interaction by interaction, people by people. Wait. So now where does this get us here? This actually truly means that you need to be working on this to become a leader or to get workplace ready. It means taking a holistic approach to your professional growth. Yes, you stay curious about new tools, you learn how they work, use them to cut down on your routine tasks and free up your time. But reinvest that saved time into things that actually set you apart. Refine your communication, learn to process complex ideas and decisions in a simple manner, very important, and to communicate in a simple manner. Build your emotional intelligence, practice active listening, read room dynamics, manage your reactions, develop critical judgment, question assumptions, analyze context, and make thoughtful decisions rather than taking generated answers at face value. Invest in relationship, help a colleague, seek out mentors, and focus on genuine human connections. When you combine functional digital awareness with deep human capabilities, you become irreplaceable. That brings us to the end of this episode of Cornerstone Waving Workplace on DC Live, where we care, we share, and we are on air. As you log off for the weekend, take a moment to reflect. What is that one human skill? Whether it's patience, clearer feedback, better communication, better listening, that you can practice next week. Thank you for tuning in this Friday evening at 5:30. Keep learning, keep supporting one another, and keep focusing on the human connections that make our workplaces thrive. Until I meet you next Friday, right here on DC Live on this show, I'm going to play you another song, and this song is Haraluva Huvugale from my autograph, and it's a Kannada song. And the moment you get to listen to this, you will know which song am I talking about. It is called The Blooming Flowers. Aruluva Hoovukale means blooming flowers. And this is for all the budding flowers right out there. And this song is for all of you. Thank you. Until I meet you again on DC Live, where we care, we share, and we are on air. This is your favorite RJ Rudra signing off. Thanks for tuning in, people. Thank you. Shakti, over to you to play that song. Thank you.
Arulu